whilst you've seen that Oculus and HTC Vive have had the early run on the PC side with their high-end hardware, that's really a small market, and it's going to be very difficult to grow that into a mass or even a sort of an early adopter market because of the requirements for a very high-end PC and also the cost of the hardware itself. So we see that on the gaming side, certainly it's going to be the PlayStation and probably the Xbox that will lead the way in terms of real success over the next 1 or 2 years and really breaking through that sort of what at the moment is sort of a demo scene, really. At the moment they do. There's a real differentiation between what you get with those motion tracking, location tracking, 60 frames per second or more high-end headsets, and what you get with either a mobile headset or something like a promotional headset like the Google Cardboard. First thing is that actual location sensing. You know, it is actually tracking your head from side to side or up and down within a room, even with the Vive, which the mobile headsets can't do yet. And also the resolution is markedly higher compared to what you get with today's mobile phones when you slot them into the headset. So it is better. We think it will probably continue to be better than the mainstream or the cheaper options, but the question will be eventually, a bit like Netflix, how good does the quality have to be for people to have a really good experience? The one that everybody has talked about to date is the vertigo or the nausea, the motion sickness. That's less of a problem for most people than it may have been made out to be. Certainly, some people do get nauseous. There are certain games which even Oculus rates as, you know, this is probably or may make you nauseous. But it's a small proportion of people that get that. Some people get nauseous playing video games on big screen TV anyway. So there's that. The bigger issue is, certainly with today's headsets, they're quite heavy headsets. They are locking around your face, and they are totally excluding every other form of input. So first of all, there's an isolation thing. After about 20 minutes, people start to think, you know, is the house burning down, or am I missing calls, or should I be doing something else? And also there's that point of, you know, that as you may be able to tell, I'm somebody who sweats quite a lot. You sweat into these headsets an awful lot, so they start to mist up. They start to run out of battery if they're one of the mobile headsets. So it's very much sort of generation 1 hardware. Things will get lighter, things will get better quality, and things will mean that people get less nauseous. But at the moment, those are the sort of the two main issues: the sort of the fatigue of using it, and the sort of the isolation which you feel after about half an hour that would stop you playing sort of a 4 or 5 hour gaming session. Certainly, initially, it's going to be an add-on. I think what you're seeing is you're seeing a lot of traditional console games coming out, Resident Evil, Final Fantasy as well, that are going to have VR elements, a Batman game as well. So there's going to be maybe 1, 2 or 3 scenes which use VR, but you're probably going to get that for free with your full game purchase. Certainly until we get to the stage where whole games are available to play in VR, it will be in addition to the other gaming experiences. But ultimately, there's only so much money to go around. This isn't going to necessarily be wholly additive in terms of game sales. Eventually, you'll get to the point where people will say, do I want that Grand Theft Auto game in 2D, or do I want that Grand Theft Auto game in VR? And they will be separate products, and you would have to pay for both of them. That's when you'll start to see some erosion of the existing market, I believe. Early days, really, 2016. It's really when we're seeing the hardware get into the market. And gaming, unlike video, is one of those spaces where even if I got my developer's kit for Oculus this time last year, which many people did, or for the PlayStation VR this time last year, it's a 1, 2, 3 year process to develop a full game for that system. So at the moment, as I say, what we're seeing a lot is demos. You know, you can go into a Resident Evil experience, but it's really just a car ride through some scenery with a bit of on-rails shooting. It's not what we would call a game, and certainly not something that's going to cost people $40, $50, $60. So the games will start to come through next year, as will much larger sales of the headset. So this year is really just a sort of a starting blocks to get people used to the idea of the headsets and get those early adopters to test out what does and doesn't work.